Hey, Love Nation, welcome back. This is Nina. Like, share, and subscribe. I am going to give you the Johnny Depp case trial opinion from what I saw today. This was the wrap up of seeing Johnny Depp on the stand after 4 whole days of testimony. And I will definitely say that this whole trial looked like a hot sideways mess. Now, again, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that is coming to Love Nation. And you know what? Let's just get into this. So, some key things I definitely took away from this was there seemed to be a lot of toxicity involved in this relationship. And I think with the culmination of Johnny Depp trying to sober up or uh, you know, get detoxed. And with Amber Heard being 20 years his junior, I think that at that time this caused a lot of clashing between them. He's way older, she's a lot younger. And the attorneys really did not get down to the bottom of them basically solidifying that he was actually putting paws on her. I was really waiting for some type of smoking gun to come out while Johnny Depp was on the stand. And I did not see anybody come out with any clarification that Johnny Depp was the true abuser or perpetrator that was really, starting all this mess. I just did not get that sense from this trial. Also, what I'm seeing from what happened with this is that Johnny Depp on the stand, he seemed to do a lot of long, lingering answers to statements versus just saying uh yes or no or just summing it up. Because one problem I think that Johnny Depp really had on the stand was even though he wanted to go into like this vivid memory of giving a really long winded answer, it just did not feel necessary for every single question. And I also feel that he left too much speculation on the table, in my opinion. For example, like when some of the audio was played, um like the timelines was confusing. I couldn't figure out if this argument was from when they were married, if that argument was after they were already going to split. I couldn't figure out if it was while they were still dating. Like, I just could not figure out the timeline for most of this material. It just seemed to be all over the place. I really wish that there could have been a clear beginning, middle, and end for um like this argument happened then. This argument happened here. It seemed like the arguments that were being played between Amber Heard and Johnny, it really felt, in my opinion, was so all over the board. Like it really had no beginning, middle, and end to like say, okay, this audio happened on their honeymoon. And then 2 weeks later, this uh audio is from when they fought 2 weeks later. It just seemed like every bit of audio was just randomly all over the place. And it was just like mind boggling to me that you got four lawyers on one side, you got four lawyers on the other side, and nobody was able to put these audio tapes in some sort of chronological order. It just absolutely bothered me. But I'm definitely going to say this. The most disturbing part of this entire trial today, outside of that cutie butler that was on the stand the last hour was that very vivid screaming match audio that they played today, where it literally sounded like Johnny Depp had literally sounded like he had had enough of her. In that audio where Amber Heard was literally shrieking to the high heavens, I was almost in tears. I was almost in tears because we're literally listening to uh someone that was really wanting to reach out and pull some type of evil out of Johnny. And we're listening to this, and it seems like she's shrieking in his face. It's almost like she was daring him to put his paws on her. I don't know if anybody else caught that. It seemed like Amber was pushing the envelope with Johnny so hard. It felt to me that she was basically daring him to put his hands on her. And it sounded so maniacal to me. I was literally in tears. We're about to cry because we're literally listening to abuse. We're literally listening to someone being abused. And then there was another part while Johnny was still on the stand where you could hear the audio, and he's saying like, just go ahead, hit me in the ear again. Would it make you feel better? So it's clearly apparent, in my opinion, if you listen to the audio, that Amber was taping it, and it seemed like she was trying to rev up the argument as much as possible to get Johnny to hit her back. And I'm really hoping that the jury caught wind of that. And, like that testimony like blew me away. Listening to that, it really seemed like whatever audio tapes Amber Heard introduced to this, it seemed like it's just all backfiring on her because she's not getting the she's not getting him to fight her the way she want him to fight her. And it sounds so disturbing to say that, but I guess with the numerous audio tapes that were introduced into this trial, we as listeners have, this is basically the evidence. But the crazy part about this was it seemed like she was trying to use that audio to justify that, okay, this behavior is what he's doing, and look what he's doing to me. And it really seemed like she was the agitator in the situation, and it seemed like Johnny was trying to walk away. Like, if you guys go back and play them audio tapes again, Johnny is literally saying like, look, I need some space. Right now we're arguing, da 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 da. And she's like, oh no, you have to stand here, you have to wait here with me. It's not fair if you just walk away. And she's basically telling him like, look, you just got to stand here and take this. She's not even giving him 5 minutes to compose himself, and she's steadily escalating it and escalating it and escalating it. And like I said, I understand that she and Johnny were both users of substances and alcohols and da 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 da. But just because you abuse substances does not mean that you abuse people. And I think that Amber was really trying to play up this thing where, okay, we know Johnny uses, so let's just try to make it seem like he's using and he's beating the crap out of me every night. As far as the defamation itself and that co-op, no, she did not specifically name Johnny, but come on, put two and two together. She was with him. They had just got divorced. And you guys saw, if you were listening to Johnny's testimony, she said, well, he said she invited me to come to the hotel to see her. Now, this is after she got the restraining order, so that was crazy. So she had already had a restraining order on him and asked him to, when he was in San Francisco on the last leg of the Hollywood vampire rock band that he's in, to come visit her. So, like I said, this is just stemming off of them just getting out of the relationship. Johnny being Johnny was like, okay, went to see her. He was confused because she has a restraining order against him. And in all reality, she actually could have got him arrested while I'm thinking about it. She could have got him arrested for violating that restraining order. She could have called the cops on him. Wow. I didn't even think about that. When Johnny said that Amber wanted him to come visit him at that hotel, she could have actually called the cops on him and got him arrested for violating that restraining order. And then he got there. He said he was confused as to why he was there. Amber was not all in on trying to really help fix his name, per se, if you guys remember that part of the testimony. And then, what, a year after that or so is when the op ed came out. Now, let's just use common sense with just addressing that op ed. And I want you guys to see where I'm going with this. The op ed itself is important for just the defamation. That's the basis of why he's suing her. If you look at the facts are that it was already put out to the public, gossip columns and everywhere else, that Johnny Depp was putting paws on Amber. Then all of a sudden, she makes this op-ed and she's saying, "Oh, this is about people that were abused and all this." That's what really hurt his name. So of course I can understand. Just look at the facts. The op-ed came out right after they had already divorced. She had invited him to that wacky hotel with the restraining order. Quite frankly, if I was him, I actually wouldn't have went. He's a very kind-hearted person. Quite frankly, if I was him, I wouldn't have went because she could have got him arrested for violating that restraining order at that time. But his name got dirty because they were married. There were already allegations put out there, and then she made the co-op, the op-ed, which basically just put the last hammer in the coffin for his movie career. Disney will not be associated with somebody with these type of allegations floating out there, or whatever other studio he was working with. They will not be associated with people, with people just a wife beater. So I can understand why he did this. In fact, I can't even remember the last high budget movie Johnny Depp has been in like the last 3, 4 years while I'm thinking about it. And on top of that, he had already lost $650 million for bad management. I'm not saying he broke, but I'm just saying, I mean, Johnny has grown accustomed to overspending and his movie projects have dried up. At this point, there is no way right now he can walk into a project and demand $20 million. There's no way. And he's a really, really good actor. I've seen I go as far back with Johnny as I can remember seeing Nightmare on Elm Street. I remember Eating Gilbert Grape, Edward Scissorhands. I mean, we all grew up with Johnny. Okay, everybody has seen Johnny Depp movies, and the problem with Johnny, and I've said this before, if you just look at the timeline, you always have to look at the timeline. He met her, he was already like 45, 46. She was 23, 24, give or take. That's a whole two-generation gap. Okay, she's coming into this young, 100 pounds, beautiful blonde. He's in his late 40s, mid 40s. Of course she's going to get his attention. And the problem is she still had this high school mentality. about her, this mean girl demeanor about herself. And then coupled with the fact that Johnny was trying to detox himself, he was trying to wean himself off the alcohol. This whole setup with them was bad. The whole thing was bad. So, my analysis of today's trial, I think Johnny did okay for himself. I don't think he did or said anything that was implicitly damaging. The butler that they had on that came on right after Johnny, Ben King, I believe his name was Ben King. Awesome, very calm, very cute. Definitely, he was very cute. And, you know, he seemed to be very dependable. He seemed to be somebody that gave a realistic, honest testimony to the best of his abilities. And score one for Johnny today. But that audio today was probably the most damaging. I would probably be thinking about that for a while. Just listening to all that screaming and stuff that Amber Heard was doing, that was pretty crazy. Um, so again, please share your comments, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you can do a donation so we can build this channel, that's cool. If not, I still love you. Please hit that subscribe button. And thank you for stopping in for this quick analysis of the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. I need to go ahead and finish cooking dinner. So enjoy your day and bye, guys.